So good morning everybody and good morning to all of you. So now we are going to start our Indian history part along with the Indian heritage, art and culture. See gentlemen, as far as this portion is concerned, it is very important from exam point of view. And on the other hand, since you are going to join highest echelon of the bureaucracy, so it is expected from you that you should have a good knowledge about your history, about your culture as well. Because ultimately you are going to formulate the policy. So not only from exam point of view, it is very important in all the aspects of life. Whatever you do, everything has its own background, everything has its own history. Nothing is absolute that is not associated with the historical aspect. Clear? For example, take any portion of your syllabus. Take social issues, take social justice, take Indian polity, Indian constitution, governance, right issues, Indian economy, science and technology, ethics part. Everything has its own history. Of course, some started few years back, some started very, very long year back, and today it is there in such form that we know, okay, this is Indian polity, okay, this is Indian constitution. But everything has its own history. Take IR, bilateral relations, India and neighborhood, India's foreign policy. Everything has its own history. For example, you prepare for Indian polity and constitution. So you start preparing, okay, this is the constitution, this is the preamble, article 1, India, that is Bharat, is a union of states. You start. Then coming citizenship, then fundamental right, then DPSP. But when this started, how this came into this form? Very long year back, under the British rule, the first act that came, and that was Regulating Act 1773. The first word is there, Regulating Act. And from there onwards, Regulating Act 1773, then Pitt's India Act 1784, then Act of 1786, then Act of 1793, then Charter Act 1813, then Charter Act 1833, then Charter Act 1853. Continuously, gradual evolution took place. And then finally Government of India Act 1935, from where major portion is taken in our constitution. But in fact, if you go back to the history, what were the reasons, factors that compelled the British government to bring Regulating Act 1773? It has its own history. Then you go back to the modern Indian aspect, history aspect. And in that, you go there and then you find out, okay, the company was formed. This company was an association of stakeholders, shareholders were there. Then the company was given the right to trade in the East. Charter was given. And in that way, they came to India, getting the permissions from the emperors, establishing their factory, and gradually getting involved into the Indian politics, taking the advantage, and then finally establishment of Battle of Plassey, then 1757, then Battle of Buxar, 1864, and then establishment of dual government over Bengal. It was a dual government, where Diwali was given the East India Company. Diwali means revenue. And the Nizamat, law and order, was given to Nawab of Bengal. It was the period. A huge money was collected, corruption. This period of dual government was from 1765 by Treaty of Allahabad till 1772. So, huge amount was collected. The shareholders were demanding the dividend. East India Company said, no, we are in loss, we are not in profit, we cannot give you the dividend. They compelled the East India Company. That on one hand, your Governor Clive is returning back to England with a huge bag and baggage, and on the other hand, you are saying that profit? No, this is not the case. You have to give us our dividend. Then East India Company went to the Queen. Queen said, what can I do? Because you are also one of the shareholders. Then they were advised to go to the Parliament. And then the Parliament said, yes, we'll help you, but not by this way, by regulating your affairs. So this was the reason that Regulating Act 1773 came into the picture. And from here onwards, things started to take place. Clear? So everything, whatever we are doing today, whatever we are studying, has its. Therefore, my advice to all of you, that read history, prepare your historical perspective, just not for the sake of examination, because it helps you in a wide range of affairs. So, with this, I am going to start our syllabus part. So now, history. Gentlemen, first of all, we have to understand what is the meaning. What is the meaning? What is the meaning? You see, then history means 80 plus half. This 80 is a Sanskrit word. Means whatever, wherever, whoever, whatever, wherever, whoever was there. Half means depreciated. And this depreciation, slowly, gradually brought to decline, and this decline finally brought to the end. So this whatever, wherever, whoever was there now has become end. Let us come and study what was there is called. So in one word you can say history is the study of the past. Whatever was there, wherever it was there, whoever was there, now finally ended. Now someone is coming and saying, okay, let us study what was there. Who was there? So let's dump it. Our classes would be over. And then someone is coming and saying, let us study what was taught. Who taught? That will be the part of our subject of our history. So here we are studying what? Here we are studying about our past. About our past. So it is our becoming Indian history. Studying of what? Indian perspective. Then it is becoming Indian history. Suppose someone is coming and saying, okay, the depreciation is going on, which will lead to decline and finally ended. Let us preserve it. Let us preserve it. So let us preserve it. This will become our heritage. Suppose that the class is going on. Gradually, slowly, the class will be over. But now the recording of the class is going on, preserving the class, and that preservation of the class will become the heritage. Every heritage is a form of an art. So this will become, gentlemen, your art. So this topic will become Indian history along with heritage, art, and so this will become our subject, Indian history, heritage, art, and culture. So understand the linkage between this subject and this topic that you generally study keeping in an isolation. No, both are integrated. Now, first of all, we'll do the classification of the history. The classification of the history is in generally three parts. One is called prehistory. Another one is called proto-history. Another one is called proto-history. And the third part is history. Here, so now the question is, what is the basic difference between these three aspects? Prehistory, proto-history, and history. This is divided on the basis of sources to study and prehistory. Sources is excavation, explorations. That's all. Only on this basis it is classified as prehistory. Let's say, gentlemen, that no written evidence is available. No written evidence is available. Then what is this? Proto-history. Excavations are there, continued. Explorations are there, continued. And here we have the written evidence. We have the written evidence, but we cannot read. Written is there, yes, but we are unable to read it. it comes under the category of history. And here, explorations continued, retailing continued, but he can. These are the basic three criteria classify the history, proto-history, and history. Those part of the history where the source of information is only excavation, exploration means only and only archaeological evidence. No any written evidence is there, that comes under the category of prehistory. This is the reason that the example of this prehistory is very prominent, and that is called Stone Age. Stone Age. Stone Age. Stone Age. Stone Age. The example of what? Prehistory. Because when the excavation was carried out, when the explorations were there, so different type of stones were discovered. Different type of tools were discovered. Made up of stones. Different stones. No any written evidence was available. Therefore, the historians came out to the conclusion that this is the part of our prehistory, and the topic that we'll read, Stone Age, comes under prehistory. Here, now, proto-history. Of this proto-history is where the written evidences are available, but we cannot read. A very prominent example will do is our Indus Valley civilization. Indus Valley civilization comes under the category of proto-history. And history from where the written sources are available and we are able to read it. Here, so this is all about classification of history. Now, the very first topic that comes is sources to study ancient Indian history. Ancient Indian history. Sources to study ancient Indian history. Here, now here sources to study ancient Indian history. Sources can be classified in different categories. For the example, we can classify the history as point number 1. So, first one is archaeological source. Archaeological sources. Archaeological sources. Archaeological sources. Then, second one source is literary sources. And then, the third one is foreign accounts. These three are the sources to study the ancient Indian history. If we further classify it, gentlemen, then we can classify the archaeological sources under the category of number 1, epigraphy, then numismatics, then pottery, and sculpture and buildings. Literary sources can be classified as religious literature, and second one, secular literature, or you can say popular literature. Here, in the religious literature, we can further classify it as Brahman literature, Buddhist literature, and Jaina literature. The example of here Brahmin literature is, you all are aware, Vedas, Brahmanas, Upanishad, Vedant, Aranyak, Puran, Buddhist literature, and Jaina literature. As far as the fluoride classify as literature, Chinese who came to India, then Arabic example is very prominent, Al-Baruni. Here in the Chinese, you are very much aware, two names are there. One is Fahian, and second one, you know, Huansang. Second one, Huansang. Second one, Huansang. And then one more is there, Itsing. I would like to tell you here, gentlemen, that one question was there in the mains exam 2018. Mains question was there, GS paper 1, and the question was there, reconstruct the ancient, reconstruct the Indian history on the basis of the account of Chinese and Chinese sources. 200 words, 10 mark question was there. See, the mains question was there This mains question was there. GS part 1. Why this question was asked? You can say, sir, this is the historical question. Why they are asking in the GS part 1? Very simple, gentlemen. Because when we'll do the sources, you will find out that the Chinese sources do not talk political history in India. They talk about the cultural aspect of India. They talk about the people. They talk about the people's diet, food habits, economy, religion. They do not talk about any political history. You would be surprised to know that when the clarifier who came during the period of Gupta period, and the period belongs to Chandragupta Vikrama II. He even does not mention the name of the king. Again I repeat, note down in your notebook. Huayan even does not mention the name of the king who was ruling at that time in India. But he writes about society, about people, about food habit, about Buddhism. For example, about untouchable. You'd be surprised to know he writes about what? Khichdi is the most staple diet of the Indians. Khichdi आप लोग खाते होंगे, खिचड़ी. In economy, day to day, kauri was used, kauri, pence, and the medium was exchange. The reason this question was asked in the mains exam, and this belongs to our cultural part, which is the very first topic of our Indian history. Now we'll do one by one. So this is the sources to study the ancient Indian history: archaeological sources, literary sources, foreign account. Further, gentlemen, the archaeological sources can be classified as epigraphy, numismatics, sculpture, monuments, buildings, pottery. As far as the literary sources are concerned, we can classify it in major two parts: religion and secular literature. As far as religious is concerned, Brahmin literature. In Brahmin literature, Vedas, Brahmanas, Aranakas, Upanishad, Vedant, Puranas, and then few Mahakavya. In Buddhist, various sources are there. Jainas, various sources are there. And in those sources, we have a clear-cut picture about our ancient Indian history. Secular literature will tell you, popular literature basically, Arthashastra, Mudra Rakshas, Katha Sarit Sagar. These are the sources that reflects the information about our Indian history. And then the foreign account, gentlemen, that classify in the broader three categories: Chinese, Arabic, and Greek source. So now we'll do one by one. The first one. In the first one, archaeological sources. The first one that is what? Is what? Is what? Epigraphy. What is epigraphy? Epigraphy is a branch under which inscriptions are studied. inscription. What is inscription? Inscription in Hindi is called Abhilekh. Don't think that this is the English medium class, so I am using the Hindi word. Wherever it would be required to make you clear about the meaning on one hand. And the second reason is, most of our ancient Indian history, Sanskrit words are used. Sanskrit is there. It is not in English. It be right in English. For example, Ved. But in English, the pronunciation is the Vedas. In simple word, Brahman. But will pronounce and will write in English the Brahmanas. For example, Rig Veda. But in English, will write the Rig Veda. Meaning is different. So it is just English version. It is just like you make your message now. Nowadays, you write in English, but the content is in Hindi. मैं आ रहा हूँ, MAI, मैं आ, A आ रहा, RAHA, रहा हूँ, HOON. You write in English, but the essence is in what? Hindi. So, in our ancient Indian history, gentlemen, most of the words are in Sanskrit. And hello, Sanskrit till date, there is no any dictionary of Sanskrit. It is our ancient language. No any dictionary till date is there that can compile all the words of Sanskrit. You know, every other language has a dictionary. Point number one. Point number two, in Buddhism, we'll use what? Pali. For example, Pali. In Hindi or Sanskrit, you can write tra. But here in Pali, we'll write ta. Not dharma. Dhamma. Dharma is there, na? But we'll write here what? In Pali, dhamma. So I will use the word to make you clear so that you can get the meaning. Okay? What is the essence? So don't worry. Similarly is the case with the medieval. All the words are in Arabic and don't think it is in Urdu. Amir Khusro is regarded as the originator of Urdu. But Urdu, whatever is today, came out in the mid of the 18th century. Not there, so you can get confused. Okay? So don't worry. I will make everything is clear. Why I explain this? Because you know, our English medium students, they can. Hey, sir, English medium class, and you are using Hindi word. No. This is the irony, gentlemen, of our dual culture. We celebrate Hindi Divas, but Hindi sunne ke liye do dawana. Be proud yourself. I am not saying. Try to learn all the languages. Whatever, how many languages you can learn it. Okay. Abhilekh. Why I wrote this word? Abhilekh. See? Abhilekh. See? Abhilekh. What is the meaning? Abhi. Lake. What do you think? Whatever I am writing is Abhilekh because it is lake. No. You can remove it. Finish. But it is Abhi. It is Abhi. Means it seems that it is looking coming out. This Abhi means Utked. Means it is engraved. Take a stone and then make Kiri Hathori and then will never be removed. That is called Abhilekh. So the inscription are the oldest sources. To study about Indian history, and they are found on stones, pillars, copper plate. Various sources are there. Somewhere you will find out on stone, somewhere you will find out on pillar, somewhere you will find out in our copper plate. I would like to tell you that as far as our Indian history is concerned, oldest inscription in Asia belongs to roughly 1400, and the place is at Bogaj Koi is a place in Central Asia, and this roughly nearby Iran. On this inscription, few gods are mentioned, like Indra, Varuna, Mitra, and Nasatya. These gods are mentioned on this inscription, which is the oldest inscription found in Central Asia. Roughly belongs to 1400 at the place Bogaj Koi, and on this inscription few Indian gods are mentioned, like Indra, Varuna, Mitra, and Nasatya. You can ask me, sir, Indra I am aware, Varun I am aware, Mitra I am aware, but Nasatya, so it is not exactly clear to whom it is mentioned. But these gods' names are there. These gods' names will study in the Vedic period, but as you know from your childhood, if you don't know, you should know. And if you don't know, I am telling you, Indra is the Vedic god. The name of Indra is what? Purandar. 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 Pur means fold. That means todne wala. Purandar. Breaker of forts. Why he is called breaker of forts? Purandar. He is regarded as the god of rain. Indra is also called that his Eravat, elephant का नाम है, Eravat is his vehicle. Indra. Varun is the most purest god of the Vedic period, maintaining the cosmological order, keeping the people in discipline. Varun. And you know, Varun is the synonym of what? Water. Nowadays you can see on the police vehicle, वो जो पानी छोड़ते हैं ना, उस पर लिखा है Varun यहाँ, means what? जल यहाँ. Mitra will tell you, in the Vedic god, when the sun rises in the morning, जब सुबह सुबह सूरज निकल रहा होता है, so before the sunrise you find out a reddish, सूर्य के चारों तरफ reddish aura is there, reddish, हल्का सा लालिमा. That is okay. So these gods are mentioned. In India, the oldest inscription belongs to 300 BC. And gentlemen, this period belongs to Mauryan period, and the inscriptions belongs to Asoka. Asoka. See the word in English, I am using the word Asoka. Asok. 300 BC. Asoka's inscriptions are bilingual. Brahmi script. They are found in Afghanistan, India, South India, North India, four places are there. Four places are there. One is Neptune. Second is Urudunam. And third one is Gurzara. From all these four places, name Asoka is written. Pretty question. These four places are there from where we have the inscription, and on those inscriptions the name Asoka is written. Now the question is, what is written on these inscriptions? क्या लिखा अशोका ने? Gentlemen, there are instructions. There are instructions. There are advice. There are declaration by the king, by Asoka, that do this, don't do this, I have done this, I want to do this, you please do this, you should do this. All type of instructions, advice is there in these inscriptions. Next, after Asokan inscriptions, detail we'll do in the modern period when we'll do the Asoka. If you see the Asokan inscription, four, these inscriptions, Asokan inscription are in Brahmi language, Brahmi script, Paroshi script, Aramaic script. All these three scripts are there in the Asokan inscription. Brahmi script, Kharoshthi script, Aramaic script. Out of these three, Brahmi is the script that is mostly used. That is mostly clear? Please write down. Brahmi script, Kharoshthi script, Aramaic script. Out of these three, the most used script is Brahmi script. Now, most of you people are asking, sir, what is BC? What is this? I would like to tell you. BC means before Christ. C means era. AD means Anno Domini. Take this. Understanding. Let us take this 0. On right hand side, it would be increasing. On left hand side, it would be decreasing. For example, 500 BC, 400 BC, 100 BC, and this is suppose that 1 BC. Then here will come 0, 1 AD, 2 AD, Anno Domini, 3 AD, and so on, 100 AD, and today is 2021 AD. Clear? So this is the BC and AD, before Christ, and then Anno Domini. Clear? After his death you can understand. One thing. Another thing I will use in history: early, pre, late, and later. You can understand early means today your class was supposed to take place. Some of you have logged in since 2 days back, very early. Pre, class timing was 9 AM and you joined the class at 8 AM. Late, class is supposed at 9 to 11, example I am saying. So one is coming in the class at 10 AM. Later, when the class is over, then someone is coming later. So early, pre, late and later. These four words are there, will use in history from time to time. This is the chronology of timeline in history. I think now it is clear. The next inscription is Junagadh inscription. Junagadh inscription. After the Ashokan inscription, Junagadh inscription. Junagadh inscription, Gujarat, near Girnar mountain, Junagadh. This inscription belongs to Tak ruler Rudradaman. This inscription, Junagadh inscription, belongs to Tak ruler Rudradaman. Junagadh inscription, which is in Gujarat, belongs to Saka ruler Rudradaman. Hello, very, very important. This is the first inscription. This is the first inscription that is in chaste Sanskrit. Chaste Sanskrit. Chaste Sanskrit. What do you mean by chaste Sanskrit? Form of Sanskrit. Purest form of Sanskrit. No impurity. That is called chaste. In Hindi, it is called Vishuddha Sanskrit. It is called Vishuddha Sanskrit. Not only Suddha, Vishuddha form of Sanskrit. Clear? Now some more information is there on this inscription. Some more information is there. For example, on this inscription, it is written that Sudarshan Lake was get repaired by Rudradaman. Sudarshan Lake was get repaired by Rudradaman. Now you can ask, sir, what is this Sudarshan Lake? My answer is that this Sudarshan Lake was constructed by Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya. One more information. This Sudarshan Lake was again repaired by Skandagupta, who is a Gupta ruler. Skandagupta. Again I repeat, PT question. Junagadh inscription belongs to Taka ruler Rudradaman. This inscription is the first inscription that is in purest form of Sanskrit, which is called chaste Sanskrit. Point number 2, on this inscription, it is written that the Sudarshan lake was repaired by Rudradaman. Now the question is, what is Sudarshan lake? Answer is, this Sudarshan lake was prepared, developed, constructed during the time of Chandragupta Maurya, and later on in the Gupta period it was again repaired by Gupta ruler Skandagupta. Please note down in your notebook. Clear? One more thing I would like to give you here. Here in the Asokan, this place is 4, Nettur, Udegolam, Gurjara. This is 3 places, not 4. Where name Asoka is written, number is 3. And here you can write one more question, that this inscription, please note down in your notebook, Asokan inscription was discovered by P. Fenthaler, P-E-F-E-N-T-H-L-I-A-R. And one more fact, please note down, it was first deciphered by James Prinsep. First deciphered by James Prinsep. It was first deciphered by James Prinsep. Note down in your copy. Clear? Asokan inscription was discovered by T. Fenthaler and it was first deciphered by James Prinsep. Now, what we were doing? Rudradaman. Next, during one more inscription is there, and that is Besnagar pillar inscription. Besnagar pillar inscription. What is this? What are the information? Gentlemen, according to this pillar inscription, one Greek ambassador, and the name of the ambassador was Heliodorus came in the court of Tunga ruler Bhagbhadra. A Greek ambassador Heliodorus came in the court of Tunga ruler Bhagbhadra, and he founded, or he established what? Garud Dhwaj. Garud Dhwaj. Garud Dhwaj. Established Garud Dhwaj. Where? Answer is at Vidisha. This Garud is vehicle of God Vishnu. God Vishnu की सवारी है. This Garud Dhwaj is proof of, reference of Bhagavatism in India. reference of Bhagavatism means Bhagavad Dharma. Nagar pillar inscription. One Greek ambassador, Heliodorus, came in the court of Sunga ruler Bhadra and established a Garud Dhwaj pillar, Garud Dhwaj, vehicle of God Vishnu Garud, reference of Bhagavatism. And not only this, he Heliodorus, he called himself Param Bhagavat, Param Bhagavat, called himself Param Bhagavat. All are PT question in the exam. Called himself Param Bhagavat. Will tell you what is Vaishnavism, what is Bhagavatism, what is Saivism. भागवत धर्म और वैष्णव एक ही है. वैष्णव धर्म, द वैष्णव, द चीफ गॉड इज विष्णु, वैष्णव. Later on, Vishnu was equated with Krishna, वासुदेव कृष्ण. आपको मालूम होगा विष्णु के 39 अवतार, आउट ऑफ दोस 39 one avatar is Vasudeva Krishna. So when Vishnu was equated with Vasudeva Krishna, so follower of Vasudeva Krishna were called Bhagavat. Of Vasudeva Krishna were called Bhagavat. So when Vaishnavism was equated with Krishna, Vasudeva Krishna, the Bhagavatism became equated with Vaishnavism. Deciphered means पढ़ना. पहली बार किसने पढ़ा? पहली बार किसने पढ़ा? You have written this. Now, moving further. Next archaeological evidences. Coinage. Sikke. Coinage. The branch under which coinages are studied. Coinages are studied. Called numismatics. Again I repeat, the branch under which coinages are studied called numismatics. In Hindi, it is called Mudra Shastra. In India or in Indian context, if you talk about gentlemen, during 550 BC, Punch marked coin was used. Now the question is, what is punch marked coin? Nothing. एक मिट्टी ले लो. पंच की हिंदी क्या होती है? पंचिंग. पंच मारा. पंच मीन्स पंच. तो टेक, मिट्टी लिया, पंच, उस पर आपने कोई निशान मार दिया. जब पंच मारते हो पंच, तो उसको चोट लगती है, तो उसको कहते हैं आहत हो गया, मेरा दिल आहत हो गया. आहत मतलब चोट लगना, आहत. तो दिस इनिशियल कॉइन्स were called आहत सिक्के, and they were made up of lead. 14 जानते हो? lead, 14 lead 14 punch marked coin was used roughly during 550 BC. Hello? Means you can say it was not the standard coin. Now see I am writing. Now see I am writing. आगे आहत सिक्के होते थे, कॉइन आहत, इन पर सिंबल बना होता था, हैविंग सिंबल. अब आप कोई सिंबल मार रहे हो, पंच कर रहे हो, हैविंग सिंबल ऑफ एनिमल्स, हैविंग सिंबल ऑफ एनिमल्स. ओके. लेड 14, सिल्वर. First time standard coin. First time standard coin were introduced by whom? By Greeks. Note down in your notebook. First time standard coins were introduced by Greek. What do you mean by standard coin? What do you mean by standard coin? Means on these coins, name of king, who issued the coin, name of king, who issued the coin, image of king, who issued the coin, image of king. First time, date of issue, all these things were there, therefore called standard coin. Again I repeat, initially in our Indian history, during the time of second urbanization, punch marked coin were in practice. These coins were made up of silver, 14, lead. On those coins, some punching was made. Punching means making symbol, thappa marna of animals, etc. What time? It was when the Greek invasion took place on India in ancient history. It was the Greeks who first time issued the standard coin in India. Means on those coins, name of king was there, date of issue was there, king's portrait was there. Hello. One PT question, gentlemen, that these Greeks first time issued gold coin. First time issued gold coin. Okay, gold coin. From here, two more PT question. Number one, it was the Guptas who issued largest number of gold coin. And number two, it is the Kushanas. Who issued purest gold coin. Kushanas means Kanishka and all Kushana kings who issued the purest purest gold coin, purest gold coin, largest gold coin, purest gold coin. Greek, who were the first to issue it. Clear? So this is all about the coinage. From these coins we come across what was the economic status. If you will get largest number of coins from a particular period, you can assess, you can reconstruct the economic history of that period, that sir, we have such a large number of gold coins from this period. It means that perhaps this period, this kingdom were economically prosperous. So coins reflect some sort of economic information about that period. Clear? Now, pottery in Hindi is called mridbhand. Mridbhand, bhand means बर्तन and mrid means मिट्टी. जब मिट्टी के बर्तन को पका दिया जाता है, that is called pottery. So what do you mean by pottery? What do you mean by pottery? Pottery reflects about the living standard. Simple pottery, plain pottery, decorated, ornamented, designing, various forms. So pottery. Initially, we have one pottery that is there, black and red ware. Black and red ware. Ware mane bartan. What do you mean by this? Suppose that this is our pottery, black and red. This inside, this was reddish in color. This was reddish in color, black and red ware. This period, pottery belongs to Indus Valley civilization, as well as Neolithic period, as well as Neolithic period. We'll tell you when we'll do the Stone Age, Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age, Neolithic age. PT question, first time pottery came during Neolithic period, now Pasad Kal. Why? Because in Neolithic period, first time agriculture. So agriculture, then production, then consumption. पैदा किया, आया, finish. But what happened? थोड़ा ज्यादा पैदा हो गया, सरप्लस प्रोडक्शन, खाया बच गया, तो कहां रखेंगे? तो आवश्यकता महसूस हो गई, हेलो, बर्तन की. Pot was required, pottery. First time in Indian history during the Neolithic period. So it is called black and red ware. Second pottery is called PGW, painted grey ware. Painted grey ware. थोड़ा सा आग में ज्यादा पका दो तो देखो मिट्टी के बर्तनों पे रेड ब्लैक स्पॉट आ जाते हैं. दिस इज कॉल्ड इन हिंदी चित्रित धूसर मृदभांड. दिस pottery belongs to later Vedic period. Later Vedic period. Later Vedic period. See the word later is there. I told you in the beginning, early, pre, late. Later means when the Vedic period was over, then this pottery came into existence. And one more pottery is there. One more pottery is there. And that pottery is NBPW. Northern black polished ware. This pottery belongs to Mauryan period, and from this we come to the information that their living standard was very hard. This is considered as luxurious pottery. This NBPW is considered as luxurious one, as luxurious one, luxurious. So how we see slowly and gradually as the evolution is taking place in terms of their living style and other things. See, the potteries are changing. Okay, so see, luxurious northern black polished ware. So this is all about the archaeological evidences. Archaeological evidences. पोटीन जेंटलमैन, आजकल घरों में पुताई उताई होती है तो पोटीन लगाते हैं ना दरवाजों वरवाजों में, कांचली मिट्टी। अरे भाई क्ले आजकल दुकान पे जाते हैं बच्चे खेलते हैं, क्ले बनाना है, वो क्या होता है? कांचली मिट्टी ही तो है। अब कंफर्म हो गया कि आप लोग रियली इंग्लिश मीडियम स्टूडेंट। क्लियर? नाउ जेंटलमैन, archaeological aspect is over. Some monuments are there, some sculptures are there. Next archaeological is some sculpture are there. In the sculpture will come across various art. One is called Gandhara art. One is called Mathura art. One is called Amravati art. Another one is called Sarnath art. In some sources you will find out school as well. Gandhara art or Gandhara school, Mathura art or Mathura school, Amravati art or Amravati school, Sarnath art or Sarnath school. A sculpture means क्या? What do you mean by sculpture? Sculpture means वास्तुकला, वस्तुओं को बनाते हैं, डिजाइन. And one more is there will come in the art and culture, architecture. Architecture means स्थापत्य कला, जो स्थापित की जाती है. In under the architecture comes buildings, monuments. Under the sculpture comes things, art form, vastuye. So these various arts are there. Just basic information I am giving you. All this will do in the cultural part in detail. What is Gandhara art? What was the design? What type of stone was used? Images of Buddha is there. Buddha is sitting in various form. Abhay Mudra. His face resembles like the Roman god Apollo. His dress, Greek god Apollo, his dress like the Roman dress Taiga. Buddha in Gandhara art is looking like spiritual Buddha. In Mathura art, Buddha is not spiritual. Buddha is very common depiction is there. One very prominent example of Mathura art is today you see the laughing Buddha. Greek Gandhara art is the gift of the Greek invasion, Greek impact. Whereas Mathura art is Swadeshi, indigenous. Amravati art, it was originated under the Satavahanas in Maharashtra and Andhra region. Satavahanas, Amravati, as you know the place is there. The Sarnath art, Sarnath school originated under the Guptas. That will do in detail in the culture part. This is all about the archaeological sources to study the ancient Indian history. Now, moving forward. Next is literary sources. Next is literary sources. Literary sources. Here, as we have done, the first one will do, and that is the religious sources. And in the religious, first one will do Brahman literature. If I say the Brahman literature, do please Don't think it was written by any Brahman. No. Actually, this is called Brahmanical religion, Vedic period and onwards. This is a word, Brahman. It of course will tell you the 4 varnas are there. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaisya and Shudras. Keep it on one side. Brahman is basically the test. When we were in 10th 12th standard जब मैं था तो मैथमेटिक्स बहुत कठिन लगती थी, तो ट्यूशन भी नहीं मिलता था. We used to go and buy the books, guide, solution होता था प्रॉब्लम का. तो बस इधर प्रॉब्लम, solution, guide. Gentlemen, Brahmins are that guide. Don't think here in the literature it is in a caste. And the initial religion at a period, it is called Brahmanical religion. So literatures were written like Vedas. Gentlemen, Vedas are very complicated. It is not possible for a common man to understand what is written in the Vedas. They are written in Sanskrit. Well elaborated. What to do? So some guides were written that provides the explanation of the Vedas. Those guides, those texts that provides the explanation of the Vedas called Brahman literature. Called Brahman. And here Brahman literature means all those Vedic literatures. Hello. Like the Vedas. See the English? Vedas. Otherwise, Ved. The Brahmanas. The Aranakas. Aranak. Otherwise, simple pronunciation. The Upanishad. Vedant. Leave the Vedant because Upanishad will come here. Puranas. All these comes here under the Brahman literature. Okay? Clear? So, this will do one by one, will do in the Vedic period. When I will come on the Vedic period, I will explain all this. Vedas, 4 Vedas, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sam Veda, Thar Veda, what is written. Next. Buddhist literature. This will do when the Buddhism. In Buddhism will cover. And then Jaina literature. This will cover under Jainism because we have to do Buddhism, Jainism, Vaishnavism, Saivism. Clear? Clear? And next is secular or popular. Secular or popular literature. Now, under this secular and popular literature, we can say very important is first one, Shastra. Arth Shastra. As you know, written by Chanakya or Kaulya. Arthashastra is the first book that talks about political administrative theory. Politico, don't think it is only a book on economy. No. First book. The first book. of India. Politico-administrative theory. It talks about Saptang theory. Saptang theory. What? Saptang Siddhant. See the word Saptang. If you break it, Sapt. Sapt is a Sanskrit word. Seven Ang. Ang. Saptang means seven organs of a state. राज्य के 7 अंग होते हैं. 7 organs of a state. What are those 7 states? What are those 7 organs? I'm giving you one shortcut name. Those who are in the Hindi medium, they can mug it up. Dhruv, Amira, Kosh. For English, the Durg means court. Va means bal. Bal means force. Means army. A means amatya. Bureaucrat. Amatya. Me. Mitra. Mitra. Friend. Ra. Ra. Province. Pos means exchequer. Treasury. How many are there? How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and clear? These six together gives the concept of, see here, what? State. It means empire. Empire, which is called Rashtra. Saptang theory. Rashtra. Seven organs of a state. They are total. Total adhikaran. Total adhikaran is 15. Adhikaran means 15. Seven, 6. All these 6 together constituting the 7th one, empire. These 6 together giving the 7th one. This one giving the 7th empire. This is all about Earth. Preparing for civil services. See the origin. See the origin. See the origin. Amatya. See the origin? See the origin? Amatya. Don't think East India Company or the British government gave the concept of civil services. Yes. But here, we have from our ancient time this bureaucracy, Amatya. It is B that we have always neglected our past and tried to occupy whatever the West is trying to give. I would like to say, quote only one example. Solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. Well, earlier it was given by Aryabhatta. The same concept was given by NASA in 1952. Aryabhatta, Surya Grahan, Chandra Grahan. The calendar, Panchang, that is there in the Mahabharata period. In the Vedic period, those nakshatras, that is there in the modern times. Okay? This is all about Arthashastra. Now next, particular text is Mudra Rakshas. Mudra Rakshas. Mudra Rakshas. Mudra Rakshas. Okay, people are saying might be light color, so I am using the black color. Mudra Rakshas. Mudra Rakshas. This Mudra Rakshas was written by Visakh Dutt. One more fact, please, go to the back. This Arthashastra, this provides the information about the Mauryan period. During the Mauryan period, about economy, about polity, about administration system. And you all are aware with the story that it was written by Chanakya, the same Chanakya, Kautilya, who was rejected by those Ghananand, who was the ruler of the Nanda dynasty, Mahapadmanand. So Ghananand, when insulted him, he became the mentor of Chandragupta Maurya, who was playing, and finally Chandragupta Maurya killed Ghananand and a new empire came into being, Mauryan Empire. So this is that one. So now Mudra Rakshas, which is written by Visakh Dutt, it also provides information about Mauryan period. It also provides the information about Mauryan period. One more book, and that is Katha Sarit Sagar, and that is Katha Sarit Sagar, Katha Sarit. This is written by Somdev. It also provides the information about Mauryan period. It also provides the information about Mauryan period. Next is Mahabhasya, and this Mahabhasya written by Patanjali, founder of yoga philosophy. Some important information about this book is required. I would like to tell you, this provides the information about Sunga period. Sunga period. Information is this, that पाणिनि wrote अष्टाध्यायी. पाणिनि wrote अष्टाध्यायी. This is the first book on Sanskrit grammar. First book on Sanskrit grammar. Hello. Patanjali wrote. Patanjali wrote commentary on this Ashtadhyayi. This comment is Mahabhas. Again I repeat, Panini wrote Sanskrit grammar book Ashtadhyayi, and on Ashtadhyayi Patanjali wrote commentary which is called Mahabhasya. And Patanjali was the chief priest of Pushyamitra Sunga, who was a Sunga ruler. Will tell you. Chief priest of Pushyamitra Sunga. Chief priest of Pushyamitra Sunga, who was the Sunga ruler. And the next is Raj Tarangani. Raj, the first historical book based on chronology, written by Kalhan. Talks about information about Kashmir. This Raj Tarangani is written in Mahabharata style. Mahabharata style. Clear? Raj Tarangani is regarded as the first historical book based on chronology, written by Kalhana. And this book provides the information about Kashmir. And this book, Kalhana, is written in Mahabharata. Clear? Just revise it, and then we'll meet tomorrow. Whatever I am doing in the class, just note down one by one word, revise it. Believe me, trust me. If 20 questions would be there in the exam from my subject, at least 18 questions would be from your class note. Okay, just revise it. I cannot say 20 out of 20, as I am not going to set the question, but average would be very exhausting. Okay, thank you. Enjoy. Good luck.